Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of The Witcher 3. We're going to continue doing this tourney. Up next is the racing, or racing, time attack, shooting targets and slashing at dummies competition. That's a mouthful. I'm pretty sure that's not the official name. Close enough.
Good tidings?
Okay, here we go. Looks like all the other combatants are already lined up. We're the last ones here.
Behold, gallant knights and ladies decorous, gaze at the host assembled before us. Look upon chivalry's best and most storied. Come from far lands, here to seek glory. Hear now their names as I shout them aloud. Savor their titles, of their presence be proud. Palmerin, the Baron of Longfall. Linus of Metina, Rainfarn of Atra, Horm Macaspark of Maked, Donimir of Troy, Guy de Boisfren, in service to the Duchess, Delwyn of Craigiau, Count Tai of Dondal, Ansay of Lyria and Rivia a prince, Geralt of Rivia. For Gregoire of Montgorgon, let out a roaring cheer. The faint vow of silence, tawny champion from last year. Today's winner of contests, his victory to secure, shall face a Gregoire in a challenge severe. Does ignorance demand a bard intercede? Does someone need telling how tourneys proceed?
You really have to rhyme that? Oh my god. And by the way, when he was pronouncing all of the people's names, I realized how many of them I was pronouncing incorrectly. Man, over half of them, I think. Anyways, no, I don't think we needed some instructions. Let's not pretend to be one of those noobs in this tournament. Say nothing.
How dare you enter a tourney for nobly born knights? Your knighthood came through the grace of my mother Meve, Queen of Lyria and Rivia, whom you treacherously deserted mere days later. Your presence here is an offense to my honor.
And yours is an offense to my eyes. If you're done, step aside, Prince.
Oof.
The tourney's protector, the mate Vivian. Her beauty entrances both beasts and men.
My heart's greetings, dear knights. May my grace guide you and show you the path of honor, valor, and glory. Accept my wishes of good fortune, sir, and devote all your strength to the tourney, and only it.
The time has come for you, Sir Knight. Mount your steed. Swift be your flight.
Ladies and gentlemen of lineage illustrious, soon steeds shall swarm like ants most industrious. To beat time's passage they'll ride like the gale. What a sight to behold, what a lark, what a tale.
Okay, I just have to be a little impressed that he managed to rhyme illustrious.
Before us Geralt from Rithia come, fast as the wind, bright as the sun.
Okay, here we go. Let's see, I'm a little worried about this competition, but hopefully I will be able to hit most of my targets. If not, then it's not a big deal. Yeah, there's no time slowdown, which is a little worrisome. But I should be able to hit these targets at least with my crossbow if I'm not too terrible at aiming. There we go. Yeah. Alright, so down this little stream. Oh, please let there be enough time. Come on. Oh, no, wrong. Oh, cool. It works if we shoot the target. Okay. We don't have to slash at it at all. Alright. That was totally by accident, but that was a very happy accident. Let's go. Shoot that. Nice. And it's really good that every time we slow down to aim, Roach actually regenerates. No! Damn it! I missed that one. It's not as easy to shoot the dummies with the crossbow as it is to shoot the actual targets. There. Nice. Abusing the system. The game can't tell whether or not. Oh shoot! That's not good. Come on, get back on track. Okay. Wait. Did I get off course?
A failure, a loss, a tragic trip. Let us hope with his sword he makes no such slip.
Yeah, I guess going off course immediately fails you. Okay, well, too bad.
Come with me to the feast. We shall await Vivian together, wine in hand.
Lead the way.
I have the biggest urge to just redo that because it feels really bad, but I promised myself I wouldn't do it. And if you guys want me to restart, well, too bad. You guys are not here with me, are you?
So, any thoughts on Vivian?
Her beauty's striking.
That is not what I ask.
Still too early to say anything I'd be willing to stand behind. Managed to figure one thing out. She uses powerful magic, masking illusions.
Do you mean to say she might in truth look different than she seems?
Only guessing right now.
We've still some time before Vivian arrives. Let us drink.
Drinking? You know what? Okay, I just have to get one thing off my mind. I didn't veer off course because I didn't control my horse properly. I'm going to blame it 100% on that one patch from Enhanced Edition that changed up horse controls. Because to this day, even though it's been probably 50 or 60 episodes since that patch, I am still not controlling my horse properly. Vanilla Witcher 3 had a perfect horse control system where you press X once to canter, tap it twice to gallop. This patch for the Enhanced Edition completely just obliterated that feature. Instead, it's just tap X once to gallop, no way to canter, and no way to... Well, you canter by, I guess, just tilting, and no way to actually walk, unless it's through some kind of weird accident that you start walking in town. But there's no real way to do it. And plus, the controls for actually steering the horse, it's much more sensitive and a little... I don't know, it's a little sticky. When you turn, it doesn't turn all the way, but then if you tilt it too much, you actually turn way too much. I don't know. That's just my excuse. My rant is over. I'm a little mad and upset, but I'm not going to take it back. Let's keep going. We'll drink.
To Vivian, may you find the means to aid her.
To Vivian.
When I first laid eyes on her, I finally understood what all those poems and ballads were trying to say.
Love's not poetry alone. Sometimes it's prose. Sometimes it's just plain ugly.
You say that only because you do not know Vivian as I do. A life with her would be sweetness itself.
Actually, you don't know her all that well either.
Oh my. Someone's mad.
Your presence at this tourney is an affront to my honor. I demand satisfaction.
Head to the nearest brothel then.
Coward. Mounted combat in the main arena. I challenge you.
Alright, so that one tournament guy pronounces this guy's name Ansys? Ansys? No, wait, do you even pronounce the S? So, Ansay? I don't know. I already forgot how you pronounce it. I've always pronounced it Ansais because there's that little French accent thingy on the I. I don't know. I'm not proficient in French or anything, so I just pronounce it Ansais. Sounds a little better anyway. I really want to hear his name from his own mouth, though. That would be good. You know what? He's challenging me. He's of Lyria and Rivia. We're of Rivia. We gotta do it for honor.
Since you insist, I'm all yours.
You shall bitterly regret deserting my mother's army once I'm done with you.
Yeah. It's not something I had a say in.
May the blood I will spill wash away the stain of your cowardice.
Let's get this over with. Quick.
3, 2, 1.
Hey-ya.
Okay, guess we're jousting.
Come on.
This is so awkward. We don't get a time slowdown. Okay, let's try again. God. Why is he chasing me? We're supposed to... You know what? Like, we're supposed to, okay. Charge from the opposite sides. Not like... The guy should not be chasing me. We should be lined up at the opposite sides, trying to joust at each other with our swords, apparently. Oh, I got him. Nice. Actually did a lot of damage. Oh, another big chunk of damage. I'm actually getting decoctions here from critical hits. Ah, there we go. What do you have to say now, Prince?
Except to them, the gods have chosen to punish me with defeat. But do not think your cowardice will be forgotten.
Damn it. You still going on about that? Need to clear this up once and for all. Had to abandon your mother's camp back then because someone else needed my help. Badly. Couldn't refuse them. Didn't want to, in fact.
You mean to say you had a secret mission, set off to accomplish it, having vowed to tell no one of its nature, until you did?
Something like that. Minus the vow. And, I'd still rather not divulge the nature of my secret mission. Can you accept that as justification?
In agreeing to duel, you proved yourself a true knight. Thus, I accept your word as that of a man of honor.
Glad to hear it. Now I got work to do.
Well, hopefully that clears our name in his eyes.
My heart swells to behold this beautiful celebration of valor and honor, and to witness you, who embody the chivalric virtues in your lives, strive for greatness. Yet, after a time of combat must come a time of peace and respite. Thus, I invite all who fought in the tourney to this feast held in your, and none other's, honor. And should any among you crave solitude, private tents await you nearby. The group melee shall take place on the morrow. Glory shall be within grasp for each and every one of you. The best among you shall have the honor to face our reigning champion, the famed Gregoire de Gourgon, victor of last year's tourney. Celebrate, make merry, revel as you will, yet be mindful of the trial that awaits you tomorrow.
Man, this dude's massive. A little intimidating. Actually, with his name and his size, he does remind me of Sir Gregor from Game of Thrones. Even though, yeah, I think...
Follow her. We shall meet in your tent before your last contest. You must help her.
I think this DLC in particular, it came out way after Game of Thrones, so yes, that is the correct thing to say. Oh, he's not there anymore, but Gregor de Gourgon. Cool name. Okay, we need to go find Vivian. See if we can uncover whatever curse she is, well, cursed by.
Strange. Was sure I'd find her here.
Oh, she's gone. But there is a note here. Vivian's notes. Oh, that's simple. What? Why don't I have a prompt to read it? Ugh, okay, fine. Going to my inventory instead. And it's not even here. Wait, what? Oh, interesting. Is it a quest item? Whoa. Did the game just like take it away from me the moment I picked it up? That's funny. Oh well, notes are gone. Seriously? That's so boring. Well then, I guess we won't ever figure out what was in those notes, but if memory serves me right, I'm pretty sure the notes, what was it about? I think it was her writing down how like she got the help from a sorceress who created some kind of a concoction for her to apply to herself to mask her magical abilities or magical powers emanating from her body. Like in the last episode, she said something about her perfume was created by a mage, and that note basically said something about that, I think. I don't know, it's been 2 years since I last played this, so I'm just really guessing here. Anyways, let's check out this bird out here. Hey!
Flew off. Worth going after.
It is indeed. I believe that is an Oriole.
Looks like the bird's leading me somewhere.
In fact, the golden Oriole potion that we drink for poison is named after this bird. This type of bird, at least, not this particular one. Actually, it may in fact be named after this particular bird. I don't know. Huh. Do a little jump. Follow the bird. Kind of cool. Oh, okay. I don't have my standard equipment, which means I don't get my electrocution buff. Alright, that's still not too bad. Panthers are not too difficult. There we go. Didn't even take any damage. Hi. Fly along, you little bird. Oh yes, I wanted to say something about why Prince Anseis really hates Geralt for desertion. So I already told part of the story in the last time, right? So Geralt was actually knighted by Queen Maeve, Anseis' mother, and he deserted. But what Anseis said, he said something to the effect of, not a few days later you deserted and you left us. It's really interesting because, yes, in the book series, either on the second or third book, it was stated that Geralt served in Queen Maeve's army for about, I don't know, 3 or 4 days, however many days. So yes, if you consider that, then Anseis' statement about deserting after a few days would be correct. But if you were to actually look at the story from Thronebreaker, which is a game also made by CD Projekt Red, you know, the people who made The Witcher 3, then of course this would be, when did Thronebreaker come out? 2019? No, 2018 it would be. So this would be like 2 years after this DLC came out. Geralt actually deserted on the following day after he was knighted. So it didn't take him 3 or 4 days at all. And it's just interesting because this game says that it was a few days. Whatever. I suppose in Thronebreaker it's up to interpretation how many days Geralt served in the army. But we certainly didn't see any of it. It was heavily implied that he just ran away on the second day. Yep, that's really all I wanted to say about that. Nothing too significant.
Over the hill. Might be quicker to pass through the cave.
Oh, okay. Through the cave we go. Oh boy. A white. I'm still kind of trying to use my Quen offensively. But I don't have the armor for it anymore. Let's see. It might be a little better to place down a Yurden. Oh, it'd be very embarrassing if I had to die here. Nice. Oh, was that a double kill from Exploding Shield? Beautiful. Alright. What the heck? The game give me a Gwent card for killing that? Wait a minute. I just got a Philippa card for killing that white. Interesting. Not entirely sure if that was actually intended. I mean, not that we really needed the card, but still. It's just a little strange. So why did the little bird lead us here? That's why.
Witcher.
Lady Vivian? Counted on me getting lost.
I did. I thought you no different from the knights. Good at tourneys, hopeless in the face of true danger. I was mistaken.
Hear you come to this clearing often.
This is where it all began. And as I was not able to evade you, save myself from you, then I want it done here. In this very spot. With no witnesses.
Want what done?
While you are a witcher. You were hired to kill me, were you not? Then do so, now. And do it quickly, I beg you. I shan't resist.
Witchers only hunt monsters. And even then, not all. You're no monster.
Then what am I to your eyes?
Oh, damn. That is a tough question. There was Princess Ada, who was also transformed into a monster by a curse. So I suppose she is one. It's just, she's kind of like the sentient, non-harmful, like, werewolf. Except, I guess, in this case, it's a werebird. But she also gets to keep all of her consciousness and being to act out of her own will instead of having no control of her own body and just killing people at will. So no, she's not a monster. Let's see. We can go with the absolute fact here. Afflicted by a curse.
Most likely you've been cursed. Don't know who by or why yet, but hope to find that out soon.
If you've no contract on my life, why take an interest at all? Did Guillaume put you up to it? Is that why?
He wanted to help you. Asked me to do him a favor. Frankly, if I can do something for you, I'll do it, willingly.
Why should I trust you?
'Cause the Duchess trusts me? 'Cause I'm a freak, too? 'Cause cases like yours are my bread and butter. Take your pick.
You shall not turn on me. Use what I say against me. You shall not tell anyone?
Not yet, until I'm given good reason to. But for now, you have nothing to fear.
You got nothing to fear. Came here to help you, and I won't peep a word to anyone unless I decide it's absolutely necessary.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
So be it. I shall tell you what my mama once told me. When she was with child, expecting me, she and my father spent much time together near the wood, here in this clearing. Mama loved to listen to the orioles sing. She would stroke her belly and say, "My daughter should be as beautiful as that bird. Such is my wish." But a creature dwelt in the wood who envied my parents their happiness. One day it appeared before them to say the whole wood belonged to it, and they had dared to delight in something that was not theirs. It demanded payment. And when my parents said that they had nothing, it claimed their unborn daughter as its own.
Oh, wow. Okay, so somewhat like the law of surprise, but I suppose in this case, there was no surprise. What did this creature look like?
Parents ever describe the creature?
They called it a nymph born of the deep woods, with no mother or father. But I was too young, too distraught by the curse's onset to ask after details.
Fair enough. And what happened to your parents?
What happened after that?
Nothing at first. I came into the world a perfectly normal child, and my parents forgot that day's events. But 15 summers into my life, the curse began to show. Initially only when the moon was full. But now it's advanced so that even in daytime I must use magic ointment to mask its symptoms, to look normal. Thus I thought someone had discovered my secret, then hired you to kill me. In fact, I was resigned to death in coming here. Perhaps death would be preferable to my complete and permanent transformation. For I fear that is what lies in store.
Cursed since birth. Very interesting. Okay. Magic illusions, using them can be dangerous.
Ointment you use includes a potent magic ingredient. You don't have the immunity mages have. Use heavy doses, or normal doses too long, and it could be dangerous to you.
I sensed this. The very reason I knew I would have to give it up in the end, and bid my human form a final farewell.
That's actually kind of sad. Okay. But what we can do is do our Witcher business and see if we can lift this curse.
The curse, it could be reversible. Once ran into a baron transformed into a cormorant, ostensibly for good. Managed to cure him completely.
And you truly think you could do something like this for me?
Can't guarantee a thing. Tough case yours. You were cursed before birth. That alone complicates things. Also, you claim the curse is increasing its hold. Symptoms are progressing. Could try transferring the curse onto someone else.
What? Out of the question. I shall not allow it to ruin an innocent's life. Is this the only method you know?
Only one that's completely safe.
So there is another.
Oh my goodness. Okay, well, transferring the curse onto someone else. Okay, yeah, we've already heard this story from the Nithing in Skellige, except in this case it's not completely deadly. I'm not really sure what this reject to help means, but let's just say it.
Pretty quick to reject help. Why is that? The curse once transferred would probably have a weaker hold on the new host. Lots weaker.
I do not even wish to hear of it.
So she's like the sympathetic type. She doesn't want someone else to suffer like she did, even if it is a lot less suffering. Okay, so let's talk about this other method.
Alright, there is another. Ancient ritual. We'd need an Oriole egg. Should release the curse's grip permanently. Gotta warn you though, could have serious consequences.
Consequences? What kind?
Curse was cast before you came into this world. Ritual involved transferring it to an as-yet unhatched chick. You'd be free. Thing is, you could be left with the average lifespan of an Oriole.
7 years. I understand. Alas, every rose has its thorn, and there are no happy endings. Yet truth be told, I never thought I would get one. I came here prepared to die, yet you wish to give me 7 years of life. Real life, free life. This is no dilemma. I agree, wholeheartedly.
I see why. I understand. Don't have to decide just yet. Think it through.
I will. They must miss me at the Tawny Grounds by now. Shall we? Return.
Is it okay for her to return? Okay, let's go.
Let's. But are you gonna...
Yes. I cannot appear there all in feathers. Pardon me for a moment.
It's nice that there's a mystic spring that can temporarily reverse the curse.
You can change at will?
No, but I discovered the water of this pool helps. Its effects are brief, but I can always be sure of them.
Interesting.
Come.
Okay. I don't think I could ever make that decision, honestly.
Did you learn anything?
Yeah.
Then speak, man. Can you not see I'm out of my mind with worry? What ails her?
She asked me not to talk about it.
But I want only the best for her. Perhaps I shall be able to help or, I don't know, console her at the least.
Look, we swore on our honor that we're not going to tell. We're not going to tell even to you, Guillaume. And what I was saying about the decision that I'm probably not able to make is to drastically reduce my lifespan to like 7 years, so that a curse can be lifted from myself that makes me look like a bird. You know, eventually, I suppose the curse will get stronger and take over your whole body, so eventually you won't just be like a bird person, but you'll just be a bird altogether, and probably be able to live less anyway. But still, that's not a decision that you can take lightly. But I suppose I'm not in her shoes, so I wouldn't know. It's kind of like how if a person is born into a rich family, they would never know the troubles of someone who was born into poverty. Kind of like that, but this is on a much more life or death kind of scale. But, man, she does have a lot of integrity. Very good character. Alright, anyways, Guillaume, sorry, I can't tell you.
Vivian gave me the details of her situation, but she did so in confidence. Promised I wouldn't tell anyone.
But I'm not just anyone. Why, I would do anything for her. I was the one to ask you to help her. You cannot shut me out now.
I'm sorry. Look, in time Vivian will come to understand what she owes you. I'm sure of it. But until then, you gotta understand the whole world doesn't revolve around you.
How dare you lecture me? This is not the aid I sought. And to think I gave up my spot in the tourney to you, I regret it now. Do you even intend to compete to the end? Or now that you've bound Vivian to your terms, you no longer see the need?
You know what, to be fair, we could just back out now, but that wouldn't be very knightly of us. So, no, we're going to finish, even though I lost that second one. Not so mad about it anymore, but it will forever be at the back of my mind.
I don't back out of anything. I'll take part in the last skirmish. Besides, Vivian will be busy till the tourney's end.
Indeed. In that case, you must meet the other knights of your team. They await near the arena's entrance by the training ground.
Got it. Thanks.
Okay, the final skirmish. I just want to fight this Grigori person. If we'll ever even get there. We have to win the team skirmish first.
I know now the two teams' rosters. I shall be captain of ours. That means you shall do as I say for the duration of the fight. Is this clear? Palmer and Alonso will lead the opposing team. With this skirmish, we commemorate the Battle of Fox Hollow of 1218, when a hands of southern outlaws led by Halar the Brown attacked Tucson only to be driven off by brave knights, thus setting a precedent. Since that day, knights errant have guarded the duchy's borders. Palmerin drew the short straw, so his team shall play the barbarian Halar's men. Any questions?
None.
I doubt you will do us any good. You know nothing of knightly combat as a witcher. Try at least to stay out of our way.
Oh, please.
Time, gentlemen. Take your weapons and proceed to the arena.
I defeated you in that jousting competition. Well, jousting duel. Alright. Well, at least Rainfarn has some sense. Let's do this. We got a pretty solid team.
For the knights, the ladies, the lords. For our next entertainment, the team shall cross swords. 2 rifle crews, 2 coteries shall fight full tilt till one's dropped to its knees. Who virtue ignores or lance blows unclean shall forever be branded as shameful, obscene. While the knights prepare, let me say I'm elated to behold such a crowd on edge, breath baited. Whoever here wins the past champion shall face. All others must leave, heads bowed in disgrace.
Alright, here we go. These guys better not get in my way.
Let us begin! Crowd, race a ruckus! Blood, sweat, and tears shall soon follow in buckets.
Okay, I don't think we'll be allowed to cast any signs in this one, but oh hey, come on, guys, no double teaming. All right, but we still have our decoctions to help us out here. As long as we're careful with this guy with a spear, there we go. We should be able to do this no problem. There's 2 of them down. Oh, let's go take care of Palmer in here.
Not too late to surrender.
Yeah. Ah! Oh, that was a pretty quick attack. Not bad, Palmer. Oh! Decent counterattack. Really not bad. Okay. Uh-oh. I better not let too many of my guys fall, otherwise I don't want to be overwhelmed. Ah, these counterattacks are pretty deadly. Oh, they're really deadly. Okay, I gotta stick to heavy attacks here. Much less prone to getting counterattacked. Yeah, like that. Give him a nice kick. There we go. And last guy. Oh. Got him.
The world's never seen a fight quite so glorious. For showing such verve, each knight was victorious. Yet in tourneys as in life, but one champion may reign. Today he is the one, praised be his name. He felt a whole host, slew the most. Palmer in de Longfall and Gregoire de Gorgon, 2 knights of high valor shall fight to be champion.
Aw, man.
Geralt of Rivia shall not stand in La Belle. Though hopes he raised high, of victory short, he fell.
Yeah, I thought so.
Tremenda, we salute your endeavors. Return to your wives, your loves, your whomevers.
Your whomevers. Okay, yeah, because we lost that second one, we don't get to fight Gregor. Whatever. I know some people will be very upset about that, and I should have just restarted that particular match. No regrets, I suppose. Or, there's no point in regretting.
Greetings, my lady. Have you decided?
I have. I stand by all I have said. I wish to endanger no one, and thus choose the method involving an egg. If it's to be the egg of an oriole, I know where to find one. There is a nest in my clearing. Might you explain the nature of the ritual? Its exact course?
Sure, but seems your tense grown ears. Show yourself, Guillaume. Can hear you breathing, and I know damn well it's you.
Why are you here, sir? This is a private audience. Geralt, what is the meaning of this? Is this some scheme you've hatched unbeknownst to me?
No. I was honorable. I didn't hatch anything. Although Guillaume does mean very well, I suppose. Yeah, let's not antagonize him.
Guillaume's no foe. Though there's little honor in meddling, he meant well, means well. You guessed correctly. He was the one to hire me, but only because he wanted to help you.
My lady, I live to serve you. Whatsoever you require, you need but beckon. I am yours to command.
Are you quite finished? Is that all you wish to say?
I suppose so.
So you shall do what I command, sir. Very well, then. Listen carefully. Leave this tent, turn towards the duchy's northern marches, and run. Run until the tourney grounds are no longer within sight. Return only once you've cooled off. Then leave me be forevermore. Understood?
My lady, but your troubles. I only wish the Witcher see.
Out now!
Damn, that's harsh.
You assured me I could trust you.
You know, to be fair, I never told him he figured it out for himself. Yeah, we gotta say this. I mean, it's gonna be an excuse at this point, and she's not gonna buy it, but just to get it off our chest, we have to say it.
I kept your secret. Didn't tell him anything he didn't already know.
I understand he hired you, so you had to report to him. But this is not his affair, Geralt. This is my life.
Okay, but you know the dude only wanted to help you, right?
Absolutely sure you did the right thing? Not too hasty rejecting his help? Can't conduct the ritual using your reflection without him. Needed someone who'd willingly assume the curse in your stead.
And you thought I would agree to this? No, Geralt. When we spoke in the meadow, you told me of a ritual which required no lusty knights to aid us. This is the method I wish to pursue.
Okay, let's go find that Oreo egg.
Need to find an egg. Preferably an Oriole's. Ritual itself isn't complicated, but like I said before, there'll be a side effect. Still sure you want to go through with it?
Yes. I saw a nest in the clearing where we spoke. But before we go, tell me, what will become of the chick?
We'll have to break the egg. Like you said, not everyone gets a happy ending.
And for a dream to come true, there must be sacrifices. Very well. Let us go.
I suppose she's not completely unreasonable. She's willing to make sacrifices. It's just there's a line to be drawn, I suppose. She's okay with sacrificing the life of a bird, but not one of a person. Even if it's not the life of the person we're taking, we're just transferring a curse over to them. I don't know. It would have been interesting if we get to choose for her which method to use to cure the curse. See how the consequences play out. Okay.
Oh no! A panther's gotten at the nest!
Stand back. I'll take care of this.
Yeah. It's just the panther, no biggie. Jeez. It's pretty aggressive though. Oh, I froze it. Nice.
Eggs fell on a moss patch. They're fine except for one. It's cracked.
Will it do?
Think so.
We're lucky we're even able to find an egg at this time. Right next to the pond, too.
Now what must I do?
Okay, there will be no turning back after this, Vivian. Are you sure you want to do this?
Just to be sure, gonna ask one last time. Positive you want to do this? If we succeed, the changes will be irreversible. You'll probably also only have 7 years left to live, at the most.
7 years free of the fear that someone might spy me at the wrong moment? Of the stigma of being a freak, a monster? 7 years of a life both true and unfettered. Yes, Geralt. I'm certain I wish to do it.
All right.
Okay, let's do this then.
You need to concentrate now. Repeat after me. Muna Gandrau, Muna Finerat.
Muna Gandrau, Muna Finerat. Muna Gandrau, Muna Finerat. Muna Gandrau, Muna Finerat.
Damn it.
Geralt, look! Look! Oh, God! I shall be able to attend balls. I shall travel to Oxenford, to Novigrad even. Thank you, Witcher.
Ought to thank Guillaume. He's the one hired me to help you.
Yes, I'm grateful to him as well, immensely. Will you tell him so for me?
Oh, but I think it'll mean a little bit more if you tell him yourself.
Should tell him yourself, don't you think?
Perhaps I should, but I would prefer not to. Convey my gratitude to him in my stead. Please, be so kind.
Okay.
Sure, I'll tell him. Farewell, Vivian.
Now, don't quote me on this because I don't know the specifics of this mission, but I think there is another way that could have turned out. I'm not 100% sure, but based on our choices that we can make with Guillaume, something else could have happened there. I've only ever gotten this ending myself because I never chose anything else. But I don't know. Maybe I'll look it up after this episode is done. Confirm to see if there's another way that could have ended. Okay. Well, that's the end of that. I'm still, whatever. Vivian is saved. She gets to attend her balls in Oxenford or whatever. But she doesn't have a whole lot of time left to live. And by the looks of her... Oh my god, Roach. Are you okay? By the looks of her, she looks very young, like in her 20s.
Go.
She's had the curse since she was 15. I mean, she's always had it since before she was even born, but the curse only really manifested itself in physical form since she was 15. But she can't be older than like 25 or something like that. Maximum 30, based on just the way she looks in this game. Being only able to live to, I don't know, around 37 or mid-30s, that's kind of depressing. Which goes back to what I was saying before, how I could never make a decision like that. You know, if it was me in her shoes, who was cursed, I wouldn't even know what to think. I'll probably just let the curse consume me, honestly. Probably tells you a bit more about the kind of person I am, but I don't know. I don't think the average person would know what to do in that case. Do you want to be freed from this curse only to not be able to live for as long? Or would you rather enjoy the rest of your life as a bird? Tough question. And it doesn't even have to be a bird. It can be any animal. It could be as mundane as, say, lycanthropy, transforming into a werewolf. Because that is actually relatively mundane.
I pledge my love to win the tourney with your name on my lips.
But what if another knight proves victorious? Many a valiant man has entered the list this year.
If it be so, then I pledge to remain silent and not
Oh,
remove my helmet
Delwyn.
until
I'm so
I
sad to
fulfill
say,
my
Palmerin
first
already won the
pledge to
tournament.
next
Or maybe Grigor
Congratulations
defended his
on
title,
your
but either way, it's not going to be
victory,
you.
Sir Geralt of Rivia.
It is right and fitting, Witcher, that the Duchessa summoned and
My
you came.
deepest regard.
I didn't win, noblewoman.
How fares your health?
Oh god, okay. I'm so sorry to disappoint you guys. I wish I had won, but I didn't. Anyway, let's talk to Guillaume.
Geralt, what of Vivian?
Managed to lift her curse.
Truly? So all will be well. Her troubles are done?
I don't even think he even knows what's going on yet, but yeah, basically she's gonna be happy for as long as she will live. But first she asked me to pass on a thank you.
Asked me to give you a message. Said she's grateful. Thanks to you, she can live a normal life.
Good. But how does she fare?
She's happy. She's happy. I don't think he needs to know that she has a reduced lifespan.
Vivian chose what suited her best. She's completely free now. And happy, I think.
Without me.
You helped her. But that doesn't mean she owes you her love. Got this bard friend. Philosopher too, I guess. Amateur. He'd say, if you love somebody, set them free.
Do you know what, Geralt? You earned your reward, so take it. But keep your advice to yourself. Adieu.
Yeah, sorry Guillaume. It's the way this had to end. And that should be the end of this entire quest. The warble of a smitten knight. I guess he will be forever smitten and never truly in love. At least not with Vivian. And the reason I say this quest can end differently is just because of that. There should be a path where Guillaume actually ends up with Vivian. It's just we didn't choose the correct options there. It's okay. I mean, it's like Geralt said. If you love someone, set them free. And just because you help them doesn't mean they owe you their love. That is very true. Well, okay. Now that the tournament is over, I think it's time to get out of this armor. Because it looks really silly, honestly, with the whole checkered pattern. Yeah, let's grab, whoops, nope, I didn't want to do that. I just wanted to grab my Earth Sign set out, so I can put that back on. And also, in the meantime, we'll need to deposit the other set here. Okay, throw on my silver sword, even though I never use it, and deposit the rest of this. I think this armor set I will place into Corvo Bianco just to show it off, even though it's not that good looking. I mean, it's not horrible looking, I guess. It has the Rivia crust on it, which is something to be proud of, I think. Alright, well, we're going to be done here. There's a couple of things we can still do on these tourney grounds. And first of all, I think we should start by playing a little bit of Gwent. Hi there, Innkeep.
Welcome, welcome.
It's Gwent time.
A round of Gwent, maybe?
Okay, let's see now. We're still doing monsters. I'm fine with that. At this point, we have so many generic neutral hero cards that it doesn't really matter what faction we're playing. They're all going to essentially pummel our opponents. There's no way they can win, just given how powerful some of our cards are. I mean, that isn't to say our opponents don't have powerful cards themselves, like that one. I mean, Villain Trettenmer is pretty good. Not as good as Gaunter. Yeah, I mean, arguably better because it has carryover, and it does have that scorching effect, but not as good as Gaunter in this situation. Okay, we'll just thin out our deck a little bit more here. The thing that irks me with the monster deck in particular is that most of the smaller units all just muster a bunch of other units, and with Gwent in The Witcher 3 in particular, you don't get a lot of mulligans. So playing those cards that muster other units, extremely risky. Especially with those ghouls, you know, and the vampires that can summon like 5 different versions of themselves. It's ridiculous. You just end up drawing them, and when you draw them, it's worse than just not having them at all, because when you play it, you play out multiple cards from your hand, and trust me, in Gwent, you almost never want to do that. Unless it's round 3, then it doesn't matter, but for the most part, you don't want to do that. It's funny, because in online multiplayer Gwent, sometimes that's something you actually want to do. Because in multiplayer Gwent, you need to set up your cards, you need to establish combos, unlike in this version, right? It's very simplistic. And when you're setting up your combos, sometimes your opponent will just try to control you by destroying your combo pieces or whatnot. But if you can play multiple cards out from your hand at once, that's actually a really valuable thing you can do. Why am I talking about multiplayer Gwent? I haven't actually played it in like, gotta be a month at this point. I still follow it though. I enjoy the game. It's just not having as much time and commitment to play it these days. I wish I did. It really is a fantastic game. Please guys, if you haven't checked it out yet, go over to download the GOG platform if you don't also have that, and just try it. It's a really good card game. I haven't played that many card games in general. There was around 3 or 4 years in my life when I was a competitive Yu-Gi-Oh player, but that time passed. That was probably around 5 or so years ago at this point. I briefly played Hearthstone for about a week, and I could never really get into it. I'm just not a huge fan of the whole mana system. I know a lot of CCGs base their gameplay on and their balancing on mana systems, but I don't love it. And I played Elder Scrolls Legends for about a week. Same problem with Hearthstone. In fact, I think Elder Scrolls Legends is like a carbon copy of Hearthstone. It's just with Elder Scrolls units instead of Warcraft ones. Yeah, other than that, that's about it. I haven't played anything else. Gwent is the only one that I took like super seriously. I was competitive for a while, but that was mainly back in its beta days. Nowadays, I just watch a couple of videos on YouTube.
Armor chromed and greft or fluted, whatever your heart's desire.
Oh, wow. Huh. What type of armorer is he?
Let's see what you got in stock.
Is he a master? If he's master, then it would be interesting to use as a crafting person. I doubt he is. No, he's a journeyman. The only master in this game when it comes to armor crafting is Joanna from Crow's Perch. And weapons, that would be Hattori from Novigrad. So yeah, okay, let's go ahead and repair our equipment. That's basically all I can do with him. But we can play a little bit of Gwent. Yeah, as I was saying, mainly I was competitive in the open beta stages. After that, I guess I was competitive for a little while, maybe for like a month after that. I reached pro rank once, possibly twice in 2 different seasons. But it's very easy for even the average player to reach pro rank these days. But yeah, I can't really praise CD Projekt Red enough for creating and maintaining this card game, because at one point it did seem pretty hopeless for the game. It was very unpolished. There are some serious flaws in like the foundation of the game. But then over several months and over the years, they really ironed out most of the issues, and it has become a fantastic card game. Nothing like the Gwent in The Witcher 3. No, it's built on the same principles, but it's so different. It's crazy different. Let's see if we have enough cards for the Skellige deck. Let's find out. Let's just throw everything in here. Oh god, even if we do have enough cards, I don't think I want to play it. I only have 1 copy of Light Longship. No, we definitely don't have enough, even if we use like these generic cards. Oh, actually, if we use generic cards, we do have enough. But let's take out these double tris. Clearly we're not supposed to have that. Yeah, if we use a bunch of generics, we do have enough cards, but I don't want to do that. That seems like cheating. But I will build it for now, just for fun. And once we get more Skellige cards, I will play the faction a bit more. I don't want to play it if the like 70% of the deck is just generic neutral cards. That's not fun at all. We'll keep playing monsters. Alright, let's see. Hand is decent. I don't think I need to do anything with it. Okay, let's start with the Crones. I guess one of the things I don't love about Online Gwent is that they're still trying very desperately to balance certain mechanics. Over the last couple of months, we saw some serious changes to the core gameplay of the game. And some might find that to be good, but if there's going to be any kind of competitive scene in an online game, in an online competitive game like this, then you really do need a really well-established foundation. You can't just go around all willy-nilly every other month, just change up core gameplay mechanics, right? That's not good for the competitive aspect of your game. Like, for example, one of the major changes that happened in the last couple of months with Online Gwent is that they removed the whole concept of leaders. Now, I mean, the change was mainly for aesthetic purposes. Before that patch, you had the leader and you had the model of that leader on the side, and you can only use that leader's ability. But after a patch, you could essentially use whatever leader ability you wanted. So it basically decoupled the leaders from their skins. But while at the same time, because abilities had to change, it also changed up. Because the leader abilities were gone, they had to change up and balance certain other cards. Okay, this is not a great play right here, but it's good enough for round 2. He's just decoying my spies away. And also, because new cards are being released all the time, there has to be some form of power creep. And because the older cards are being power crept, CD Projekt Red feels it's necessary to bring up some of the older cards to the newer power crept versions. I'll just go over the mechanics very briefly here. There's this mechanic in multiplayer Gwent called provisions, where you have to build your deck in such a way that all of your units meet a certain amount of provisions that your deck can provide. It's a very interesting way to balance certain cards. So you can't play a whole deck full of very, very powerful cards, right? You have to balance it out with some weaker ones so that you meet your provision limit. But when Gwent first released back in 2018, it was actually something like the amount of points you can expect to gain is just around the amount of provisions you should be spending to add it into your deck. So for example, if a unit costs 5 provisions, then you should expect to get 5 points out of it. But in just over a year, the game has power crept so much that if you're not getting like 7 or 8 points from your 5 provision card, then it's considered a bad card, right? Not always. Like, you can still kind of play with a 5 provision unit giving you 7 points, but for the most part, if you're not getting at least 8 points, you should consider playing something else. Okay, maybe not 8, but at least 7. I don't know what the competitive scene is like these days, but is he actually gonna win this round? Maybe not. Yeah, but just based on that, the power of certain units have basically just crept almost 50% since the release of the game half a year ago. And because of that, CD Projekt Red is just trying really hard to balance some of the older cards that have lower points for their provision cost so that they are still playable. They don't just want a bunch of unplayable, weaker cards just sitting there in your collection not doing anything, right? Although that's already true for a good portion of the library already. I mean, there are cards that are just like 4 provisions for, 4 or 5 points. Mainly just 4 for 3. Or no, 4 for 4, sorry. Which, in today's standards, it's just trash. You wouldn't ever play it unless there's just literally no other option. So, yeah. Actually, let's just play one more game of Gwent here. I know I've been talking a little too much.
Welcome, my good sir.
Need a bit of grooming.
No, we don't. No, we don't, Geralt. We don't. Do I really want to style my beard or cut my hair? No. I like this haircut. I like the beard. We're gonna play Gwent instead. Actually, our hairstyle, I think, matches the barber's hairstyle.
Maybe we could play around.
That's pretty funny. Look at that. We have the same hairstyle. That's awesome. Okay, here we go. One last game of Gwent. Okay, pretty decent. Don't need to make any changes. But again, yeah, I haven't played online Gwent for a good month at this point. But I am subscribed to some people who play it on YouTube. Once in a while, I hop onto Twitch to see some live streams of people playing Gwent. It's just something we do, right? Whenever we quit an online game, we rarely quit it for good. We always keep one eye on it once in a while just to see what kind of developments go on in that game. It's typically like that. I know I have a friend of mine who has been playing Hearthstone for I don't know, who knows how many years. Basically ever since it first came out. And then he quit the game, but even years after he quit the game, he's still watching people play it on YouTube and keeping track of the expansions and whatnot, because that's just what people do. Like, sometimes it's hard to completely sever yourself from a game that you've been playing for a very long time. Same thing with me. But with me, I don't think I've made a full-on commitment to quit Gwent yet. It's just right now I'm taking a break. I'm not really too focused on the game itself, let alone the competitive scene. Okay, I don't think he has much of a chance in this game. This poor guy. He needs to have more spies, is what he needs. Alright. Out more berserkers. So these guys, they do have this ability called berserker that have them transform into a bear if you play a Mardrome on that row, which is very lore friendly. It just, I think only Ermion can provide you with Mardrome. There may be like an actual Mardrome card in the game as well. I don't really remember anymore, but they're pretty underpowered, I think, because bear by itself is not that strong. And we don't even know if this guy has Ermion, so let's just pass, see what happens. Okay, well, that's pretty useless. Yeah, that doesn't even beat my score. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, yeah, it doesn't. Okay. Close, though. Close. Okay, very good. You know what? There's one more person who plays Gwent here on the tourney grounds. Let's just get that over with, and then we will end things off. We got another Skellige Storm. Give me more units. I need more units.
Ah, a professional. I like to trade with your kind. You actually appreciate quality workmanship.
Yes, I do, as long as you actually offer quality workmanship. But for now, we're just doing Gwent.
Care for
30
a quick
coins.
round of Gwent?
I don't really think we need money all that much anymore. But hey, just stash it up, right? It's a little it's a little difficult to do that as well, because money does weigh a little bit. The more crowns and whatever we have, the more capacity it costs us, but I suppose crowns is the best, or some of the best, money to weight ratio. Oh, he also plays that, but he only plays 2 copies. Really? Interesting. What is the point of playing that if you only have 2? Oh wow. Very quick to pass that first round. Well, your loss. I mean, at this point, it's very easy to just win. Some people are still asking me for advice for Gwent. The best advice I can give you is always push for round 1. Always push for round 1. It's a terrible strategy in multiplayer Gwent. I mean, it's still a good sentiment to go by. Winning round 1 is always beneficial. It's just not always is it worth all of your resources to win that round 1. Because what happens if you win round 1 in multiplayer Gwent is, okay, in single player Gwent in this game, it's obvious. You win round 1 so you can bleed round 2, and then when your opponent has no more cards left, you can just go on to round 3 and you just win, right? Oh, wow, that's actually a pretty good play. Not good enough, though. In multiplayer Gwent, however, the person who wins round 1, unless you are spending an extra card, like an extra card on top of the card that you spend to win that round 1, so essentially you're going 2 cards down to win that round, so unless you're doing that, you will always, you will be guaranteed, if you don't do anything stupid, to have the last say in round 3. And in online Gwent, last say is super duper important, because typically your strongest card is going to be your last play. And if your opponent has one more play past your last play, then they can do something to disrupt your strongest card, and you never want that to happen. But if you have the last say and your opponent has no more move after you, then you can essentially just play your strongest card uninhibited, and that would typically lead to a win. Typically, if your deck is strong enough, of course. Nothing is guaranteed in online Gwent. That's just the way competitive games are. Okay, well, I think we can end it off here at this point. It still kind of sucks that we didn't win the tournament, but hey, we could have gotten some kind of a reward. I think what he said was, or what Vivian said is that we get some kind of a special sword for winning. Yeah, it's regrettable we didn't get it, but hey, it's not like it's going to be better than whatever we can probably muster up. Why is my carry capacity so close to being maxed out? Oh my goodness. This is not good. 164. What am I carrying? That's so heavy. Could be some of these foods. It's not quest items. I set those to 0. Yeah, I don't know. I was talking a couple of episodes ago, well, maybe even like 10 episodes ago at this point, if I wanted to max out Roach's inventory just so that I don't have to worry about it anymore. Because, you know, at this point, I don't really care that much about carry capacity anymore. All the money we needed to spend, or all the money that we needed to gather painstakingly, has already been gathered. That part of the challenge of the game is gone. At this point, it's really just about having fun, gathering certain things, seeing if we can craft new equipment. Speaking of which, we'll probably be off to gather a new set of equipment in the next episode. That's going to be exciting. So I don't want to be constantly burdened by this carry weight anymore. We've enjoyed it for all this time. So there's a chance that in the coming episodes, I will just maximize Roach's inventory space. Not guaranteed. I don't know if I wanted to commit to that just yet, but seeing how we've already raised it by such an amount, we might as well just go all the way. It's it's not a big deal, right? Yeah. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this one. I'll see you in the next one.